as you might have seen from both the title of the stream and our social posts, we are today going to look at the revamped campaign mode, the single player campaign, for the first time. So this is the campaign that's going to be launching on the Steam and console versions this summer. So obviously, do keep in mind, before we kind of jump in too much, is that obviously this is an in-development build, so nothing you're seeing here is completely final. We're getting there, but we're still obviously polishing everything up and making sure it's as good as it can be. But yeah, it is work in progress, and that does mean that there is stuff in here that we haven't talked about yet. So if we are kind of being shady about some things, you'll know why. We just don't want to give everything away, but we couldn't wait. We did want to give you a kind of look at a campaign today. So obviously, I should probably get this out of the way as well. I'm the community manager at Milky T, Milky T DK or DK Shadow or just KA, and I'm joined by Luke.
Hello, I'm artist at Milky T.
Cool.
Yeah, do some community stuff, but yeah, artist is what they call me officially.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you've corrected some of the stuff that we're looking at now in terms of skins and that kind of stuff. All the important stuff. How cool the characters actually look.
Yeah.
So as you can see here, like when you go into the campaign mode, you've got a couple of options. You obviously set the difficulty level you want to play at. So are we just going to start with novice today, starting from the bottom and work our way up?
I don't know. I wanted to ask you what do you think we should go for? I think
mean,
could.
You're the one playing, so it's kind of on you if you want to risk the tougher opponents.
I think we can take elite. I'm going to go for elite.
Right. Yeah. So obviously there are 3 different difficulty levels, and they all unlock different trophies. So there's reasons to go back several times and kind of up your game literally as you go through. And all the trophies are unlocked separately, so you'll have to play through a couple of times to get all of it. But yeah, you have beyond that, of course, the option to kind of become a team. So we have a number of built-in team names. You pick one of those. You select your home arena, just like you might know from other sports. And then of course you select your hero and weapon going into it. So one thing that is different to this revamp of the campaign is that you're not going to be stuck with your heroes and weapons. You select for every match that your loadout, what you want to go with, and so you kind of adapt your playstyle as you go and as you kind of find your favorites along the way. So I think with that, let's jump in.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was actually wondering if people in the chat wanted to suggest what team color they wanted us to go for, but I mean, I'm happy to just go for my fave.
Yeah, I think.
I'm really liking Tristan in the Star Barbarian skin, so I think I'm just gonna go for that, to be honest.
I am all about the white aesthetic, so my go-to team is pretty obvious. Right. I just love those skins. They look pretty badass.
The Stormtrooper skins.
Yeah, basically.
There you go.
Thunder Phantoms. Those are my favorites.
Yeah, they are cool.
They're awesome. Yeah, let's pick something and let's get going. And
all right, cool. Let's go for the. I think this is cool. I like Rising Phoenix.
The Rising Phoenix, nice.
Yeah, I also like to pair it with Kodo Dojo. Just like a really cool team setup.
Nice. Right, so obviously this is the mode where for those that want to play by themselves, like if you don't have any friends available to play with you at any given time, or you just want to kind of practice before you take on your friends or before you play this mode online, this is probably where you want to. This might be the first thing you play after the tutorials, just to kind of get familiar with the various characters and weapons and arenas and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's
jump into it.
Let's see if we win ourselves some medals.
I do get the option here before every match to change my loadout if I want, but I'm going to keep it as it is right now, and then we'll see if I want to change my strategy after this match.
Sounds like a plan. So anyone in chat, if you got any questions at all about HyperBrawl, about the campaign, or anything at all, do let us know. We'll answer as best we can. So obviously the campaign kind of gives you like an overview. Like as you play through, you'll see go through sort of all the different arenas. You'll encounter a lot of different teams that have different loadouts, different heroes and weapons, and so your challenge will kind of change as you go, because not every opponent and not every team is going to be the same.
Yeah, it's essentially a kind of a galaxy tour, because you'll get to see most of the arenas in the game. You'll get to kind of face off against, you know, different pairs of characters and different setups and different team loadouts.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, one thing you see here, for instance, is that, you know, when you play Blitz mode, you kind of have the specific team colors in that previously, but now because because one team is green, their health bars and that kind of their UI is themed accordingly as well. So that whole thing plays into you getting like to kind of set up your identity as a team, and helps toward making the experience your own.
Absolutely. And I also, that's another reason I love choosing this arena as my home arena, because you have these portals, which is a unique mechanic to Kodo Dojo. We can essentially throw it through one portal and it will come out the corresponding colour portal. So you can do a lot of really sly, interesting plays on this arena.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about this arena, and it might be one of my favorites actually because of that feature.
Yeah.
Because you can do things like, you know, again, try to kind of, I guess, cheat your opponent by making it look like you're about to throw, you know, straight for the goal, but then at the last second you kind of turn around, quickly throw through the portal, and the ball comes from behind the opponent, and maybe knocks them out.
Exactly.
So it opens up a lot of potential new strategies that are, again, unique to this particular arena, which is one of the cool things about, you know, the breadth of arenas in the game. It's the fact that they're all kind of different, not just because of their obstacles, but also some of them just have mechanics that are just fundamentally different to the experience.
It's a good start for me so far from the first round.
Yeah.
I can't quite break past.
So remind me, what we set it to elite, right? So we got the highest difficulty of.
I mean, this is the highest difficulty at the moment.
So they're keeping you on your toes.
They keep me on my toes, yeah, but I've been playing this game for a long time, so I'm fairly okay at the game.
So you've got some faith here in yourself.
I've got a little bit of faith in myself, yeah. Also, keep in mind that the difficulty, this is only the first match, and the difficulty does ramp up as you play throughout the tournament. Yeah, so you kind of literally your skill level is just bound to kind of build alongside the difficulty in the campaign, and again it's all kind of designed to get you ready for the big leagues, if you will, to get you ready to play online if that's something you enjoy. Yeah, exactly.
Whether that's with your friends or against your friends or just against everyone online and try to climb those leaderboards. So it's kind of designed again as a way to ramp up toward the ultimate experience of playing online and playing everyone. But again, like, you know, we've purposely made it so that because you can customize, again, your team and your loadout and the difficulty in the campaign. Like, again, if you just want to keep playing the single player campaign, there's kind of a lot of reasons to do that for quite a while. So it's not like you have to play online if you're not that sort of player. Because it is kind of nerve-wracking sometimes taking on everyone online and seeing how good some people get, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, why did I do that? That was a very, very poor use of the mag glove.
Yeah, that's the thing. So obviously, you know, because we are currently playing on the most recent version of the game with everything in it, again, including things we haven't quite announced just yet. This does mean that we have, you know, every hero in here, we have every weapon in here. So, you know, if people in chat, if there's a specific character you want to see us use, or a specific weapon that maybe we haven't had in the beta so far, now's kind of the opportunity to let us know, and we'll do our best to make that happen.
I also don't know if anybody picked up on it then, but I did one of my favourite strategies, which is to use kick, which is obviously a combat mechanic, but you can also knock the ball about with kick. So I really love using that's kind of my go-to show-off move.
Yeah, just literally kicking the ball in the goal.
Literally just
like,
yeah,
you know,
just turn it into
some kind of familiar sport that those of us on
Yeah,
more
where
familiar
there's
with than
where there's a ball and you used feet. I can't remember what it's called, but
yeah,
it's quite popular, I believe.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm
Yeah,
not quite sure.
It's not very hyper. I guess it can be quite hyper,
No,
but there's not a lot of brawling. Actually, there's also sometimes there is some brawling. So
sometimes, but it's less encouraged, I suppose.
Yeah,
and
that's
certainly
true.
fewer weapons than
Yeah,
it is. So,
whereas it's very, very encouraged in HyperBrawl. You're
yeah,
not gonna get far without.
the more you brawl, the better.
Yeah,
honestly. So
the more you brawl, the better.
so you're on round 3 here with a decent lead.
I am.
A decent lead. So
Yeah,
far, so
it could have
good.
been much better if I didn't accidentally let that last goal in last round. But it's okay. I have confidence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like glad that it's you playing these elite bots and not me, because this would look very much the reverse. I think best case it would look the exact reverse, and worst case it would be way worse for me. So I am not quite
that's why I'm here.
as much of a veteran player as you are.
There
But
we go.
maybe we'll get there. We'll see.
Maybe. Yeah, you just gotta keep
Winners.
trying.
Nice. Rising Phoenix took this one.
Let's see. How's MVP?
So obviously we've shown this screen off before as well, but this is something that's new from the Apple Arcade version. This is the MVP screen. So instead of just showing like the one MVP player, it shows like a selection of kind of various categories, so that everyone has a chance of getting a shout out at the end of the match.
Yeah, exactly.
For either doing the most of a positive thing or just being a punching bag for everyone else.
Absolutely.
There's something there for everyone.
Yeah, it gives all of your buddies a little bit of like a couple bragging rights.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean I don't know who wants to brag about I got punched in the face the most, but I mean
I mean, we there
It's an
are other
option.
ways to play this game, and I'm not going to say that any of them are wrong. So
that's true.
if that's your cup of tea, then go for it.
I'm also getting lots of XP.
Yeah. We like seeing that. So here obviously we can see kind of the points across the various teams as we kind of make our way through the campaign.
Yeah. And then also the leveling system that you see there is independent of campaign, so you can actually level up essentially through the various different game modes within HyperBrawl. So you're not limited to you can essentially level up in your favorite game mode or the way that you want to play.
Exactly. Like again, there's no wrong way to play this. Like, if you want to put 50 hours into leveling up in the campaign, you can totally do that, and there's like no penalty whatsoever for doing it. You get access to the same things. You unlock credits just the same, so you can unlock obviously various skins and weapon skins, character skins, and that kind of stuff through campaign as well. And so if you want to spend some time in the campaign to kind of unlock all the cool stuff before you jump on with your friends to take on the world, so that you look as cool as you can, and on top of obviously building your skills, then that's something you can do for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I decided to put on some new weapons this time around, just because I don't want to.
Nice.
I don't want to keep embarrassing myself with the mag glove, so I thought I'd take that off for a while.
So what are you using now?
So at the moment I'm using the hammer on Tristan, and I'm using the mine mortar on Gozen. So I've kind of got one character's got some ranged attacks, which is the mine mortar, and then my other character's got probably the most close quarter weapon in the game, which is the hammer.
Yeah,
which is
also one that's
a-
like very very quick to, like there's the quick gratification using that. It's like immediate results
Yeah, absolutely.
when you slam that hammer. So
Yeah, whereas the mine mortar is a little bit of it's a slow burner, but there's a really cool payoff, because essentially it follows the closest character around the arena. So that could be an enemy or it could be you. So there's
exactly. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in that sense.
we do
so
have
yeah,
a sword.
I mean, it's true. But yeah, it's a weapon where it kind of leaves it. I'm not going to say up to chance, but it's more unpredictable.
Yeah,
and
totally.
if it's used incorrectly, it could most certainly backfire.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it also does mean that you can kind of deploy it, in an unexpected location if your opponent isn't quite looking out for suddenly there's a mine sort of spawning next to them.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no hiding. There's no hiding from the mine. It's gonna find you.
No, not even in your Goldie, which is usually the one place that you're kind of safe from, because your enemies literally, as you can see, their enemies can't penetrate your Goldie.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whereas you can if you have weapons like the mine mortar.
Yeah, there's no entirely safe area, and that's the way we want it to be, right? We're kind of encouraging the brawl. I mean, it's
Totally.
right there in the name, so.
So I think it's safe to say they're absolutely destroyed the Lightning Colwalts in round 1.
Yeah, that's even though they are elites, but this is what happens when you bring an elite player up against the elite bots. Then they don't always have any chance whatsoever.
Exactly.
And you'll see here again, like our opposing team is now blue, so obviously their goal has changed to blue. They're part of the HUD. Their relevant HUD is now also blue, so everything is kind of changing to reflect that team. So if you want to be white or red or pink or whatever, that's all something you can do, and the game will kind of reflect your choices along the way.
Yeah, it's also really interesting because it kind of, in a way, it kind of changes up the the visuals of the level in general. So there's almost there's dozens and dozens of different variations of each level depending on the two different teams that are kind of playing at that moment. I mean, I don't know if anyone else is interested, but as an artist, as an environment artist, I really like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. That's a really good point, actually. And also, it kind of reminds me, we had in a previous beta, we had someone asking about like kind of colorblind options, and while there aren't anything specifically for that, I suppose being able to actually decide what colors you want will kind of help, I would imagine, a lot of players that might have difficulties with certain colors.
Yeah.
This kind of allows you to kind of customize and make sure that you can you can see what's going on, and that it suits whatever you're comfortable with when you're playing.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be stuck with whatever we decided that you should look like.
Faux show.
You're getting a little bit more of a fight from these guys, but still not quite enough to take you down.
Yeah, I mean they've been a little bit more aggressive this round, but it's not enough.
Yeah, you were kind of prepared for anything, I guess.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Kick goal.
Nice, another one. But that's one of the things about the kick. It's one of the kind of community favorites attacks, I suppose. A lot of people use it. A lot of players use it to not only kick the opponent, but also just get around the arena. But that's the thing about the kick as well, as opposed to the punch, is that the kick as well is kind of a double-edged sword in that it's not very precise. So if you use it, if you're very confident in your skills with the kick, it can be quite effective. But if you're not careful, you could easily kick the ball, into your own goal. Or
speak of the devil.
There we go. That's the thing. So kicking isn't always the best solution, even though it is pretty fun to fly around the arena at the kind of 1 foot literally in front of the other, I suppose.
Yeah. as was just presented.
Yep.
Right. Oh.
Ooh, there we go. A bit more. They're fighting back now, I guess. They're not going to lose.
A bit more opposition.
They don't want to lose the perfect...
I'm going to bust up the Hyperforce. That's all that was needed, a little bit of distraction.
Yeah, obviously, for anyone watching that is unaware, of course, the Hyperforce is kind of a power we've added to help you even the odds. So if you're taking a beating,
yeah.
if you're taking a beating, the Hyperforce is literally there to help you make a comeback. And it's an ability that, unlike the Hypercurve that you can always use every time you throw the ball, the Hyperforce is kind of enabled when you take damage. So the more of a beating you're taking, the more often and the faster you'll have the Hyperforce, which makes your character stronger and faster, and able to dish out a lot more pain, and to help even the odds.
Right, I have to keep this up for 15 more seconds.
Yeah, only a few seconds left. Let's see. There's still time. Anything can still happen here.
Oh no! 5 seconds.
Oof,
I believe in myself.
it's a close one.
I don't believe. I don't believe.
Oh.
It's okay. It's fine. I still win.
It's
I just
all
wanted to. I just wanted to dominate. It didn't happen today.
Nice. Another one for the Rising Phoenix. Let's see what rewards we get here. Most dive rolls, most goals, most interceptions, and MVP, of course.
Of course.
Nice. So again, like something for every character. So there's always something to celebrate. Even if you lose, there's usually something to celebrate.